In Beijing, President Xi Jinping held talks with visiting Myanmar's opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi. Xi said he hopes Myanmar will stay consistent on the China-Myanmar relationship and committed to advancing ties no matter how its domestic situation changes. The 69-year-old opposition politician has been listed as the 61st most powerful woman in the world by Forbes. Her life of ups and downs in Myanmar's politics has drawn attention around the world. Aung San Suu Kyi established the National League for Democracy in 1988 after the military coup. In 1990, she led the party to victory in the general election despite being under house arrest on charges of sedition. Military rulers throughout the election results. She won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1991. Suu Kyi was released in 2010 and won a seat in parliament 2 years later. And in 2013, she announced her intention to run for president with elections this fall. Myanmar's constitution, though, bars Suu Kyi from running for president. And for more on Suu Kyi's meeting with President Xi Jinping, as well as the relationship between China and Myanmar, we're joined by Song Qingrun in Beijing. He is an expert with the China Institutes of Contemporary International Relations. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah. Hi.
First, I'd like you to weigh in on the significance of this meeting in Beijing, how it came about, and talk to us about Suu Kyi's influence in her country. Do you think this is a foreshadowing of the future or a just in case opposition leader becomes Myanmar's leader one day?
I think this meeting is very important to parties and also for Aung San Suu Kyi's future role as a leader. I think I want to tell you 2 points. One is that Aung San Suu Kyi is very popular and influential in Myanmar, and also it is very popular in Western world, in some other countries. Also in the future, it will still have a much more influence in Myanmar and also in Western world. But I want to say that another thing is that because Aung San Suu Kyi's husband and 2 sons are English people, they are non-Myanmar people, they are non-Myanmar citizens. So according to the constitution's regulation, Aung San Suu Kyi will be not qualified for to become the president after this year's election. So, and also it is very difficult for Myanmar to amend the constitution for Aung San Suu Kyi before the November election. So I think in the future he will not. Maybe he is still a very important politician, but it is very difficult for her to become a president after the November election.
That's right. The discussions being talked about if that could happen, the Constitution being amended. What do you think this meeting does for relations between these 2 countries? You know, there have been some tensions recently with skirmishes along the border that have spilled into China, as well as some issues dealing with Chinese investments in Myanmar. Do you think that those issues will be discussed during this visit?
I think it is possible for the two parties leaders to discuss such kind of issues, but I'm not sure if they will talk about all these issues. Maybe part of them. I think this meeting and Aung San Suu Kyi's visit to China is very important to not only for both parties' relations, but also will benefit the 2 countries' relations. One hand is that for China, it shows that although maybe we have different opinions, but China wants to have good relations with Aung San Suu Kyi and LLD because they are friendly to China. And it has further meaning that China wants to develop good relations with all Myanmar parties and people if they are friendly to China. And also in the future, I think CPC and LLD will have more exchanges and cooperation. For example, maybe these 2 countries could have some more exchanges of people and more cooperation, such as in the fields of first give some advices to 2 countries' governments how to promote the two country relations further and better, Second, maybe the two parties can cooperate to promote the two countries people-to-people exchange, more and more people-to-people exchange to to improve the two countries people's mutual understanding, to strengthen the two countries people's friendship in the future. Third, maybe the two parties could have some cooperation to promote bilateral two countries economic cooperation in the future. For example, two parties can instruct two countries' enterprises to cooperate more to invest in Myanmar.
Mr. Song
to have some joint ventures.
Certainly a long history between these two countries. Thank you so much for joining us from Beijing.